The United Nations says it appreciates action taken by Governor Evers today, who signed the online sports betting bill into law this afternoon. The bill allows online sports betting to take place anywhere in the state, so long as the servers for those betting apps are located on tribal lands. Now, the governor had previously shared hesitation over signing the bill, saying it wasn't clear if all the tribes were on board. Now, that was cleared up Wednesday when all 11 tribes signed a letter sending it to the governor asking him to approve and sign the bill. A representative for the United Nations applauding the move.
The expansion of online sports betting is another revenue-generating opportunity, not only for tribes in the state of Wisconsin, but also for the state of Wisconsin.
In a statement, Evers urging the tribes to work together, saying in part, quote, "What I will not accept is a plan that fractures this opportunity into unequal pieces, allowing some tribes to reap great benefits while leaving only crumbs for others. An approach that exacerbates longstanding inequalities among tribal nations is not good for Wisconsinites or Wisconsin. I will not entertain it as governor," end quote.